time. We might be into kink, but we didn't go for jailbait, until she'd finished college and returned to Barlow to date her. Separately, so we didn't scare her off. Dinner, movies, bowling, chaste kisses at her front door. God, they'd been sweet, but it had been almost impossible not to push her up against her front door, nudge my thigh between hers, and feel the heat of her pussy even through my jeans as I took her mouth in a claiming kiss. That's what I'd wanted to do with her, sink into her and lose my mind, make her lose hers. But she hadn't been interested. She hadn't responded to the brush of my lips against her brow, along the corner of her mouth. No gasp of breath, no clench of fingers on my biceps. No lifting her face to mine for more. No, she hadn't been interested in the tender attentions either of us showed her, and had ultimately turned us down one after the other. Strange, because we'd been sure she'd been into us. Every time we ran into her, interest had flared in her eyes, her cheeks had turned pink, and when I'd picked her up at the door, she'd been eager. But by the end of the date, nothing. Just a small smile, a quick thank you before she'd gone inside and closed the door in my face. King had said the same had happened to him. The rejection had stung and still did. It was confusing because up until I'd walked her to the door, we'd had a good time. Being with Sarah felt like being home. It was always easy, no nervous silences. We'd known each other so well already, and yet no desire, no passion as I'd hoped, as King had hoped too. But that didn't mean we didn't stop wanting her. No, we were men who got what we wanted, and we wanted Sarah. We just had to be patient and think of our next plan of attack. Micah grinned. I didn't know you had a girl. Congrats. King's smile slipped. We don't, he grumbled. Well, we do, but she doesn't know it yet. He took a sip of his drink. We want a relationship like yours. What? Micah frowned, suddenly wary. With a movie star. Fuck, Micah, you know us better than that. I told him. Obviously, he was protective of his wife. We don't give a shit that Lacey's famous. We want a woman to share like you and Colt do, like Matt and Ethan do. I added, referring to the resort's owners. The two men shared a wife as well, Rachel. Not just any woman. We want to share Sarah, King clarified, lifting a finger from the side of his glass and pointed. We just have to figure out how to get her. Damn straight. There was interest there, even if she'd said no to additional dates. Her eyes lit up when she saw me, and I stopped by the library for more than books. But that hadn't swayed her into another date. It made no sense. Tell me about her, Micah said, taking a sip of his drink. His gold wedding ring glinted in the firelight, and I was envious as fuck of that simple outward gesture of his commitment to Lacey. I ran a hand over my face, realized I probably should have shaved because my 5 o'clock shadow was heading toward a beard. We'd returned from snowmobiling, showered in our rooms, ate a big meal in the dining room, and were now relaxing by the fire. The only thing better than this would be if Sarah were there with us, between us, under us. She grew up in Barlow with a crazy-ass mother and a younger half-brother. How she turned out normal, I have no idea. I told him, wondering if her mother was on her 3rd or 4th husband by now. Maybe even 5th. She changed husbands as fast as most people change the oil in their car. Instead of working, she married rich men, divorced them for a big settlement, and moved on. Sarah went off to college in Bozeman, came back and got the job as the town librarian when the lady who'd been there since forever retired, King added. He leaned forward, grabbed the whiskey bottle we'd pulled from the hotel bar and refilled his glass with about 2 fingers of the amber liquid. He changed out of his heavy winter wear for a blue flannel shirt, jeans, and leather boots. His pale hair was slicked back from his shower, but had curled at the ends from the heat from the fireplace. Smart and the most amazing smile you've ever seen. If Micah wanted to know about Sarah, we'd tell him. She's tiny, doesn't even come up to my shoulder. I put my hand up as if to measure her. Sleek black hair that goes halfway down her back, curves in all the right places. My hand shifted as I used it to form the shape of an hourglass. Don't forget the damn dimple, King added. Micah's gaze turned his way as King pointed to his right cheek. That fucking dimple can bring a man to his knees. But she's not interested? Micah repeated. King sighed and I took a big swallow of my drink, let it burn its way down in my stomach. Nope, King said. We took her out separately. We didn't want to scare her with our intentions of claiming her together, even though we've known her forever. Except for you guys around here in Bridgewater, it's not like having 2 men interested in you is the norm.